Hey, this is Glenn. Welcome to another episode of Difficult Questions. This one, who gets to use the bathrooms? It's Pride Month and Twitter is all on fire with being annoyed at Pride and being annoyed at the LGBTQ community. I don't know how I got on that side of Twitter. Maybe now that's the only side of Twitter, but it got me thinking because I grew up with entertainment people, a lot of LGBTQ plus people, and my outlook is one of familiarity. However, I am also coming from a fairly conservative family. I personally don't like to stand out. I don't like to show people who I am unless I tell them who I am. So I don't wear anything that makes me look recognizable to a certain part of a group. And I have opinions about the way people look, their gender identity, the clothes they wear. I'm like everyone else, but I know when to keep my mouth shut, and I know when it's important for me. And my prime directive is to be a nice person. So I wanted to go through what exactly people are afraid of with transgender people using bathrooms. I don't know who ever sold the idea that public restrooms were supposed to be safe. I know public restrooms to be absolutely insane. There's always drugs and fights and delinquents and homeless people and smelly people and dirty smokers. And I mean, you name it. I have women running into men's bathrooms because they don't want to wait in the women's line. Like, it's a hostile environment. And I get it. For women, they would like to think that the women's bathroom is a safe place, but it's not. I would guess you would like men to not be in there. And generally, men stay out of there unless they need to be in there because it's a quick way to get arrested. Women in men's bathrooms, it's a lot of times forgiven. Men in women's bathrooms, not so much. However, if you're a trans person and you look like a trans person, you're trying to look like a woman, you are having that affectation, or you are a person that is androgynous and no one can really tell who you are, you just want to go to the bathroom. Everybody wants to go to the bathroom. You just need to go to the bathroom. It's a human thing. And if you were to be a dangerous person, let's say you're a man worried about a transgender woman going into the bathroom when your daughter is there. If someone were to be a child abuser, I'm guessing they would not choose to be a person that looks like a man in a dress or looks like a person that could be of the other gender. You don't really want to stand out when you're going to do something illegal. I think it's just people not liking the weirdos. And the weirdos are always a minority. I come from entertainment. I come from theater. That's where all the weirdos come to feel safe because no one's trying to kill them. And you just want those people out of your sight. And I kind of get it. I'm far more forgiving. But I've known people that they were friends as men and now they're women. And that whole idea of dead naming or that identity dying, I don't really truly buy it because I knew them as someone else and now they're trying to be someone different. And I had a relationship with the male version or the female version, and now they're changed. And I think you do have some kind of social responsibility. You can't just say, nope, now I'm this new person. So I get it how the straights are angry at the weirdos, that the weirdos are just saying, no, I'm this person now. And I get that you can tell when someone has worked at being a new person and when another person decides, no, I'm gender fluid and I don't have a gender. When we've grown up with binary male and female, I'm 51, so I was born in 1974. Pretty much I was indoctrinated into male and female. And there are people out there that I can't tell if they're male or female. I don't want to offend them. Those were the people we referred to as they. We thought that was an awkward thing to ask, especially if we just met them. But now people asking you to call them they, when in my view, you look very female and or male, I kind of have a problem with that. But again, I'm not going to be a jerk. And I think that's the ask. Just don't be a jerk, because everybody has to use the bathroom. And I've been trying to solve homelessness in the US since 2010. And everybody hates homeless people in the bathrooms because they stink, because some of them are mentally ill. People always worry about danger. But even homeless people have to use the restroom. And I'm sure there are transgender people with money who are afraid of the homeless people, the dirty homeless people. But everyone has to go to the bathroom. It's not a choice. When you become transgender, you don't just get to choose not to go to the bathroom. When you become homeless, you don't get to just choose to not go to the bathroom. So I think that everybody gets to use the bathrooms. Everyone needs to chill out. But I completely get it. I don't like using public bathrooms. I have what you would call bathroom anxiety. I've had to really work at being able to relax when crazy stuff is going on in the restroom. And I grew up with dudes. I grew up with dudes in the 90s. I grew up with guys that could just whip it out anywhere and pee anywhere. And that was just really weird to me. And I grew up with my front against the wall in a trough with the rest of these guys, and I didn't know what was going on behind me. And that's very unsettling. Or guys making crazy noises in the stalls, just dudes being dudes. And so I get that there's this anxiety, and if you maybe have this uncanny valley of this person that looks strange to you in the bathroom, that's a little unsettling. But public restrooms are hostile places, and they stink because we're evacuating stinky stuff. So I don't know what people expect. I just expect people to be kind. So I think everybody can use the bathrooms. And if someone thinks that they need to use a certain restroom, male or female or non-gendered, they get to do that. They know them best. They're trying to be as comfortable as possible. And we in a public situation are just going to be uncomfortable. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Thanks.